This is what it's really like to buy a home in Roswell, Georgia. One of the best ways to understand what it's like to buy a home here is to understand how much buyer competition there is. Are you going to end up in a multiple offer situation? Are you going to be competing with a lot of people? Well, the average amount of days that a home is on the market here in Roswell is 13 days before going under contract. So this typically means here in Metro Atlanta that you're usually not going to be in a multiple offer situation. 1 out of maybe 10 homes ends up with multiple buyers. It's the homes that are the most move-in ready that have the most amount of attention and the most amount of buyer demand. If you're going for that perfect magazine ready, move-in ready home, then you're going to be competing with other buyers. But if you're willing to put in just a little bit of work into any home, which is many homes on the market these days, you're going to see that you're not competing with a lot of people. 9 out of 10 times, you're not competing with other buyers on the market here in Roswell. And then another big factor for what it's like to buy a home here is how much the homes cost. What's up, y'all? My name is Victor with Atlanta Suburban Living, and we put out videos every week about what it's like to live here in Atlanta and the surrounding suburbs. The home prices in Roswell are very much affected by where Roswell is located. It's just south of Alpharetta. It's a little closer to the city of Atlanta than Alpharetta. It's just north of Sandy Springs, so it's right there in between these two cities. Very often people who want to be close to the city of Atlanta and they want an easy commute to the city, they choose areas like Roswell because it kind of provides that easy access. Going right down Highway 400 from Roswell would provide easy access to Atlanta. And then in addition to that, there's also a road that runs parallel to 400, which is Highway 19. It's not as wide of a road, like there's not as many lanes on Highway 19, and there's a lot of stoplights, but very often when there's a lot of traffic on Highway 400, the best alternative is Highway 9, and so this is another easy way to get to the city of Atlanta. But because Roswell is so close to Atlanta, this really affects the home prices the most. Another big factor is the age of the homes in Roswell. The average age of the homes in Roswell is right around the late 80s. So we have a lot of homes here from like 88, 89, and then just starting to peak into the early 90s. So as you can imagine, a lot of these homes have a lot of age and wear and tear on them. And if the owners don't take care of these things, a home that is 30 years old can definitely have a lot of deferred maintenance. So we see a lot of this when you're buying a home in Roswell. There are homes that have been renovated and they have been completely remodeled and updated, modernized, to have the bright white kitchens or whatever it is that people like modern today, the open concepts, or the wood beams in the ceilings. These are super common in Roswell, and it's a common remodel design that we see with 80s homes. And so this is something that we see a lot of, but then there's those homes that are from the late 80s that unfortunately have not received the same amount of love. So we have homes that have a lot of deferred maintenance and need not only new flooring and new paint, but also new roofs and new HVAC. And ideally, you can get these homes at a very low price. And so the average of the home prices in Roswell very often is brought down because of these older homes in Roswell that have a lot of this deferred maintenance. So if you're looking for a home that's perfect and move-in ready, you can certainly find that in Roswell. But if you're looking for a fixer-upper where you can put some equity into the home and some work into the home, definitely a good place to find that is here in Roswell. So let's talk about a breakdown of what the average price of the homes are here in Roswell. If you're planning on buying a home here, feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. I'm the one who answers those phone calls, text messages, emails, and I'm happy to help. Even if you just have any questions about what it's like to live here in Roswell, I'm happy to help. So the average price of the homes in the last 6 months, according to the MLS in Roswell, is $710,000. So you can find homes as low as 500, and then there are certainly homes as high as 1 or 2 million. But if we break this down a little bit, we can see that the average price of the homes is greatly affected by the age of the homes. So if you're looking for one of these newer homes that's not from the late 80s or early 90s, and you're looking for something that is more modern, more updated, updated maybe from the late 2010s or early 2020s, the average price for homes in Roswell less than 20 years old is 1.2 million. But if we exclude all of those homes and we only look at homes that are 20 years or older, the average price is $685,000. So definitely a big change in the price of the homes when we look at the age of those homes. Currently, at the time of making this video, the amount of homes that are for sale in Roswell is 142 homes. The average asking price of all of those homes is $765,000. And then also a big thing that you want to take a look at is like, what is the size of these homes? You know, what do these homes look like? So the average size of the homes that are currently for sale in Roswell is about 2,800 square feet. And then the average age of the homes in Roswell currently for sale is in like the late 1980s and like early 1990s. Somewhere around that time frame is what the average age of the homes are currently for sale. And like many places all around the country and even here in Metro Atlanta, another big factor is how much are these homes increasing by in price every year. So of course we're seeing home prices increasing lots year after year after year, but here in Roswell, it's kind of a similar story, actually. So let's take a look at what the price of the homes have done in the past 3 years. So in 2022, the average price for the whole year, the average sold price was $585,000. And then in 2023, it jumped up to $626,000. And then currently this year, the average price is about $710,000. So we're definitely seeing that increase. And there are certainly those ups and downs. So in like the winter time and the fall time, this is when we have our slow time of the year. So home prices tend to come down a little bit, as they are right now at the time of filming this video. And then in the spring, this is where the home prices increase as more buyers are coming in the market. Home prices tend to increase, and then in the wintertime they decrease. And so we have those up and downs, but year after year, we're still seeing a steady increase in home prices. But no question that whether or not you buy a home here in Roswell really has to do with what it's like to live here, or, you know, what the city is like. And so if you really want a good idea of what it's like to live in Roswell, I've actually made 2 videos that perfectly explain this. We have a tour of the city of Roswell, and we have a video about what it's like to live in Roswell. Feel free to check out any one of these videos. I'll see you in the next one.